The Congress of South African Trade Unions, that's Cosatu in Gauteng, it's given the Transport Minister, Fikile Mbalula, an ultimatum. Cosatu says Mbalula must scrap e-tolls or else they will protest on the day of the local government elections. Now, the Federation's chairperson in the Gauteng province, Amos Monyela, joins me now to talk to us about this particular matter. Mr. Monyela, thank you very much for your time. So, you say that the Deputy Minister of Transport, who was speaking at the weekend, this is Ms. Sindisiwe Chikunga, has a limited understanding of the rejection of the user pay system. Tell us why you hold this view.
No, thank you very much, Koli, and good morning to your viewers. I think the minister does not, indeed, she does not understand the reasons of the rejection of the e-toll. Her articulation showed that she might not be living in South Africa since 2013 when this saga started. So the issue with the tolling of roads in Gauteng is appreciated. However, the paying of them on a daily basis when we go to work, when we visit family members, it's something that is part of the rejection of the user payer system in our roads, which we've been using them for many years without even paying for them. The second issue is that it has got some economic hardship for those who are using these roads. These are people who are paying taxes on a monthly basis, as many taxes as we are paying in this country, and we want to add on another tax on roads when we are also paying fuel levy on the other side. So we think she did not understand where this thing is coming from, and her remarks were irresponsible.
Mr. Monyela, finality on the future of e-tolls in Gauteng. This was promised 2 years ago by the Transport Minister, Fikile Mbalula, and as we speak today, that announcement, I suppose, is still imminent. What is taking so long, in your understanding, in bringing finality to this issue?
Well, we don't know what is taking so long, because he was so emphatic when he was announcing that in November of 2016 he was going to come up with a solution, and announcement was going to be made. So we don't know as to what is pushing him back. Remember, when we say we are going to announce, there are two issues that we can announce. Either you scrap the e-tolls or you continue with the e-tolls, and then we see what we can do going forward. But if you are not announcing anything, it tells us that you are confused even yourself. You don't have reasons to put forward. Maybe they've sent Deputy Minister Chikunga to raise it indirectly that no matter what is going to happen, the e-tolls are going to remain, and the people should continue to pay as she articulated. But we don't know what is taking him so long.
Mr. Monyela, we know that this matter has almost three spheres, in fact, two spheres of government. So there's national government through the Transport Department. You then have the Gauteng provincial government. These two government spheres were instructed, if you like, by the President to basically handle this matter and bring finality to it. As we speak, there is no final word on the issue. I want to bring in another element to this, and that is National Treasury, because it is also important in this discussion. The previous minister, the then minister now, Tito Mboweni, was very clear about his views on the matter, and that is that the country's reputation would be at risk if South Africa was unable to repay its debt, and by so saying, simply saying that the Gauteng residents must pay their e-tolls in order for government to be able to repay its debt. There's a new minister now of finance who's at the helm. What would your message be to him?
Well, the new minister must know that if the e-tolls are not scrapped, and if he takes or he told the line of his predecessor, Tito Mboweni, he will be at a collision course with workers affiliated to Cosatu and the motorists in Gauteng. You know that this matter has got an interest in many organizations. OUTA has been outspoken on this matter. So he shall not go back to what his predecessor has been saying on the e-toll saga. So you remember that the reason we are so vocal, even when we talk about the election, is that the ANC has been shedding votes since before 2016. And part of the reasons that the votes have been shed is that people were saying, but then you are imposing a policy upon us who are rejecting this policy. So therefore, in order to punish you, will do it at the polls. And it has happened. It is not Cosatu that says this will happen. It has happened through the consciousness of the citizens of this country. When you impose a policy, then they've got a way of reacting to this. So we are cautioning that we are also heading to the elections now. So if anything, like reckless remarks from the deputy minister is also decampaigning the African National Congress. So therefore, this policy has been so rejected. So it must stay as that. This is the biggest policy flaw in our country since the dawn of democracy. When even motorists are rejecting it, they are not paying accounts, even if when they are given a discount by standard. So if you can see hypocrisy surrounding this, when the minister is announcing his budget vote, he makes mention of the money that is going to be used to improve the road infrastructure in this country. In other provinces, but then in Gauteng, how are we treated differently like any other person, wherein any other provinces, wherein we are subjected to be paying for the roads that we use on a daily basis, whereas in other provinces, a budget is available to build road infrastructure. So why can't they pay for the tolls and close the matter and use the countries for other things?
Mr. Monyela, a critic listening to this conversation will say, but Mr. Monyela probably takes us for fools because you are speaking from two sides of your mouth. Firstly, this issue, your threat to disrupt the elections on election day, it conveniently comes at yet another election cycle. But the other element about this is that your views could be also seen as cheap political point scoring because Cosatu is in bed with the ANC. If the ANC is going to win this election, Cosatu will be happy because you are part of the governing alliance. Why in the world should the Gauteng residents believe what Cosatu is saying?
Well, contrary to what you are saying, the residents in Gauteng as well as the motorists are believing in what Cosatu is saying in relation to the e-tolls. And you must remember, Tony, we might be in alliance with the African National Congress, but we are an independent organization, and we are also not a labor desk of the African National Congress. We are pushing socio-economic issues which affect our members as well as society at large. And indeed, Tony, in terms of the elections, this is not the first time that we are making a threat in terms of the election or in terms of the protest. We've indicated that if anything else happened, and we are in a year of the election, so therefore what is going to happen is that if we are campaigning for the removal of the e-tolls, and our campaign cannot be stopped because of the elections. So even on election day, if we decide that on the election day is a day of campaigning or is a day of a march or is a day of a picket, so it shall be the day of the picket. We have been clear on numerous policy issues in our country, even if when we are an ally of the African National Congress.
Amos Monyela is the chairperson of Cosatu in the Gauteng province. Thank you very much for your time.